Hello, TikTok. I would like to go through the Arkansas Learns Act with you. My name is Lisa Head. I am running for House of Representatives in District 37. And I wanted to go over this Learns Act with you because besides running for office and doing TikTok, I was also a teacher for nearly 30 years, a public school teacher, I might add. And many of my students became doctors and lawyers and architects and engineers and bankers and healthcare workers and first responders and all kinds of things. And I've even gone to the hospital where they'd say, aren't you Miss Head? And then I had to remember if I yelled at them or not. But the point being that I taught public school, and our students were well educated. But this little doohickey crap's been going on for a little while. I left teaching quite a few years ago, and this was just starting up. And so even though later on we'll find out that Miss Sarah Huckabee likes to think that she is the brains behind this movement, she is not. She's just full of herself. But we're going to go over the Learns Act. And then I want to talk about public school and what they're doing to public schools now, because it is not acceptable at all. At all. Okay. Education is the foundation for success. I'll go with that. And with Secretary of Education and Commissioner of Elementary and Secondary Education, Jacob Olivia, we are ready to transform Arkansas education with bold reforms that will empower every student to succeed. Bullcrap. Money is going towards homeschooling. Money is going towards private schools, and that's where Miss Sarah Huckabee's kids go, to private school. Okay, if they're funneling all the money out of public schools, who are they not educating? Who are they not educating? Okay, it's not every student. Okay, Jacob's proven success increasing student achievement and his experience serving many educational roles, that could be anything, will make him an asset to my administration. Well, lucky for her. Because you know what? I know for a fact that the public school system's here, because I still have kids in public school and I have nephews and nieces in public school. And I'm going to tell you what. They are testing almost 50 to 70% of the time. They teach for the test. They do not teach subjects. They do not teach their area. And they can't. And you can't blame the teachers because it's not their fault. It's this crap that is to blame. They didn't get into education so that they could go ask Miss Sarah Sanders, what can I teach today, ma'am? No. You have to teach something 3 times in 3 different ways for one person to learn it. They don't have time to teach. They only have time for this test. They're in Arkansas in more than one school. They are every month doing testing, the STAR testing. And then they're doing the testing for the state, which is supposed to be at the later of the year. They're doing it throughout the year, the Atlas exam. And I might let the bird out of the bag here, but I'm telling you, they're teaching it now, and they're teaching the test. They're not teaching the subject because they can't, because their hands have been tied. Now, I don't know about you, but I want, when I go to the doctor's office, or I have to go to the surgeon, I want them to have enough education to know what they're doing. You know, what about doctors? What about lawyers? What about architects? What about engineers? What about bankers? You want to get a loan? You ever want to get a loan again? That's not going to happen. And I read the second paragraph. You're going to learn why. Okay? First responders, they better know what they're doing. You're sitting there bleeding out. If they're not smart enough to know what to do, they're not going to be of much help to you. And what about teachers? Don't need teachers anymore. You need test proctors. There's no sense in having teachers anymore. Just have somebody come in, sit in the room, and make sure nobody's cheating on the test. So let's get to the second paragraph. Then you'll see where my rage is coming from. Through my Arkansas Learns Act, and that would be Miss Sarah, down there at the bottom, Sarah Huckabee. She's all responsible for it. 100%. No, it's time to clean house. It's time to clean house. in the House of Representatives and in the Senate of Arkansas and the governor's mansion. She needs to be gone. But it says right here, I just love that she just feels so confident that she wants to call it hers. LEARNS Act plan, we will expand upon the quality education for every kid growing up in our state. Not if you're going to public school. Empower parents. Nuh-uh, not if your kid's going to public school. Not government bureaucrats, unless she gets to be the bureaucrat. And prepare students for the workforce. Prepare students for the workforce. When I read workforce, I don't hear doctors, lawyers, first responders, healthcare workers. I don't hear teachers. I don't hear architects. I don't hear engineers. I hear whatever my boss needs me to do at my job. I'm going to become a worker bee, and my government is going to become my queen bee. Wrong. This is totally not acceptable. Totally not acceptable. We're not training kids. I started teaching in 1986, and not once did a principal stand up in the front of me and say, oh, we're teaching our kids for the workforce. Never. We're teaching them to become productive citizens of society and to do whatever they dream of doing, and giving them the work and the tools that they need to get to those places they dream of going. Not become part of the workforce. Because you know what they're doing? They're dumbing down a generation, because it's been proven that the lower the education, the more likely they are to vote MAGA. And if everybody is just a worker bee, they can tell them who to vote for also. But also, not government dependency, unless it's her. Everyone has a shot at a better life right here in Arkansas. I'm sorry, but I call BS on this. She wants worker bees. She wants to be the only bureaucrat that matters. House cleaning. It's time to clean. It's time to clean house. In November, on the 5th of November, get up off your comfy chair and get out there and vote and get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of the LEARNS Act. Get rid of Huckabee Act. I know she's not up for re-election this year, but she will be in 2 years. But clean out the House. Clean out the Senate. Because they had to vote on this for it to go through. This is not okay. Unless you want, in the future, to not have adequate medical care, house falling down around you because the architect doesn't have any idea how to build a house. Heaven forbid that you need a lawyer, because there's not going to be anybody educated enough to go to law school. What if you need a loan for a house? Forget it, because there's no banks that can give you a loan, because they don't have anybody that knows how to do math. Chew on that for a little while. The workforce. Prepare students for the workforce.